Thank you. I now recognize the gentlelady from South Carolina for her 5 minutes of questioning. Ms. Biggs.
Thank you, Chairman Guest. I want to thank you for holding this hearing today, especially considering the recent wildfires that have impacted my own district. My thoughts and prayers are with the families and the first responders and the entire communities impacted by these fires. I have been on the ground alongside state and local leadership, and I want to be as helpful as possible. I have been inspired by the way our community has come together. That's the spirit of South Carolina, and that's something to be proud of. Earlier today, I received a message that so far in my district, 12,652 acres have burned with 30% containment, and that was a little earlier today. This is the second record-setting natural disaster that my constituents have faced in the last 6 months. The upstate is resilient and it will rebuild. So my question is to Mr. Farrell. Can you describe the coordination between your organization, federal and local entities, as you engaged in the response to Hurricane Helene? And the second question on that is, what capabilities do you foresee drones being equipped with in future disaster responses, and how might this expand the future missions of drones in emergency response situations?
Thank you, Congresswoman. So the coordination is one where, especially in Region 4, we're very fortunate on the remote sensing side to have a collaborative collection plan. It's really a model that doesn't exist in any of the other regions currently. So our partnership with Region 4 stemmed out of work that's gone back about 8 years with NOAA to assess flood mapping and monitoring missions through our NOAA cooperative, the Northern Gulf Institute, and our Geosystems Research Institute. The FEMA Region 4 took notice of the large UAS operations and reached out through that federal collaboration to begin investigating the opportunity for a large UAS to engage in these kinds of disasters, given the broad area type surveillance that we can be able to provide and that endurance. So we begin doing blue sky exercises through Project Justice to really illustrate that integration into the FEMA operation. And so when a storm, especially around hurricanes, begins posing its threat to our region, the collaborative collection plan is put in place. The region coordinates with all of the stakeholders, including the state and local emergency management agencies, to understand what their needs are. FEMA will reach out to us, and then we will pre-position as best as possible to be able to respond. And as we get in, we, on daily calls, talk about areas and targets and interest for ingress, egress, damage assessment, search and rescue, and then we will get mission assigned and broadcast out as we collect the information necessary. Because we're doing this in a live fashion, we're actually doing it through a distributed Teams call with our pilots. They can reassign us as needed while we're in the air. As far as capabilities and the future for this mission, I think that we had the conversation about autonomy. Autonomy is going to play a large role, whether that's drone in the box or greater capabilities around sensors, greater capabilities around platforms, more ubiquitous type platforms in this type of disaster response. One of the things we're doing is doing assured safe training to actually train first responders in these kinds of missions, understand the airspace management that exists, and do the training for airspace managers, your air boss, if you will. And then what we also want to do is work with our state and locals to be able to enhance their preparedness and understand what the constructs are and what contracts and what kind of needs need to be in place so that, at least in Mississippi under our land grant mission, we can prepare our community for response from kind of a grassroots perspective. Thank you.
Thank you. And I'm just going to finish up with Chief Fetterman. It's clear that drones will play a pivotal role in assisting disaster responses. What strategies have been used on the West Coast to integrate drones into wildfire responses, and how have they improved coordination between the federal, state, and local responders?
Well, certainly creating situational awareness integrates information flow between local, state, and federal responders, and certainly on incident management teams. So drones provide that increased situational awareness, and they're a great tool to utilize on those kinds of events. Certainly, airspace deconfliction is a priority to us. Drones and helicopters can't operate in the same space and time. So we're looking forward to additional AI technology that will allow that to better manage the airspace.
Thank you so much, and thank you all for being here today.